Hai teman-teman, balik lagi dengan Nian di sini. Sekarang kita akan melanjutkan game Tangle Tower. Nah, di video sebelumnya kita udah menemukan banyak hal. Sekarang kita akan melanjutkan ceritanya. Apa yang akan terjadi kita nggak tahu. Sebelum aku mulai, jangan lupa untuk like, subscribe, share video aku. Dan ayo kita start game ini. Wow, ini bakal jadi tegang banget sih pasti. Oke.
The room was marked on the building plans we found.
Kita kayaknya nggak bisa kemana-mana ya. Coba kita ke library.
Let's not wander off.
Ya nggak bisa teman-teman. Coba ya, karena aku nggak tahu aku harus kemana ya teman-teman. Kita coba. We should explore the study. Oh, ada yang belum kita explore masih teman-teman.
Who are all the people?
Not sure, but it looks like
Oh, masih ada ternyata. Ini Felix kan? 4 orang ini siapa nih? Ini ada foto di dalam wooden frame di study ini katanya. Ini tuh berdebu dan terlihat tua gitu. Bagian bawahnya itu ada tulisan The Ambassador of Misted Mansion. Oh ya, nama tempat ini adalah Misted Mansion ya kalau nggak salah di denah tersebut. Di foto ini menunjukkan 2 wanita dan 3 laki-laki menggunakan berbagai macam model baju. Semua orang di sini di foto ini matanya atau bagian mukanya itu ditutup dengan tinta warna hitam.
that photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's
Aku merinding loh
Oh,
teman.
you think so?
no,
Merinding sumpah.
something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people?
Yes,
Here at Tangle Tower?
one of them.
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
Oh my god. The murder.
Time to solve this.
Oke, kita akan menyelesaikannya teman-teman.
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Yes,
Despite the
benar
fact it
banget.
doesn't have any blood
Panah
on it,
itu adalah murder
and
weapon
wasn't
kita.
found anywhere near the crime scene.
It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
Ini enggak sih
It
teman-teman?
was fired from in front of Freya.
Wait, I'm confused.
Me too.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
Oh, apa dari belakang ya?
It was fired from behind Freya.
Wait, I'm confused.
Me too.
Okay,
Oh, bukan.
So Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
Dari
It was
atas.
fired from
Oh,
above
dari
Freya.
atik.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait, the arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope, doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ya bener teman-teman. Kan Freya-nya lagi painting. Kalau ditembak dari atas kan gak bakal kena gitu.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
Wah, kenapa Freya sudah terbaring ke anu? Apakah si fallen unconscious?
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something
Apakah dia
in the room
pingsan?
caused Freya to fall unconscious.
paint fumes.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Apakah
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The
gramophone?
gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
It was the music being played.
What?
Let's try that again.
But the gramophone by
Oh,
itself
bukan
can't do
karena
that.
musik.
There was something in the gramophone.
Something small.
Something small di gramophone.
That's not it.
Bukan teman-teman, apa ini? Something small di gramophone.
That's not it.
Apa ya teman-teman?
That's not it. That's not it.
Bentar ya teman-teman, aku juga bingung nih.
That's not it.
Wah, kok nggak ada ya?
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, bentar teman-teman, ini kayaknya bakal ku coba satu-satu soalnya aku nggak tahu. Bentar ya.
That's not it.
Something small katanya.
That's not it.
Golden Beetle?
Says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of
Oh iya benar.
Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little
Jadi
far-fetched.
Golden Beetle mengeluarkan suara yang
Loud enough to
keras
knock
banget.
someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
Dan Flora
Kinda
sempat pingsan
scientific.
teman-teman.
Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage
Tuh,
too.
Flora sampai pingsan teman-teman. Apa yang terkena efek dari powerful frequency?
That's not it.
Ini kayaknya mana ya teman-teman?
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal.
Gila,
Enough to knock
Golden
someone out all the
Beetle
way
bisa
across the
mengeluarkan
room.
suara dengan frekuensi tinggi banget dan dibantu dengan gramophone sih. Tapi wow,
And had such a big range. How did the murderer pull it off?
iya benar.
Wouldn't they
Kenapa
have been in range too? Think about it. They
murderernya
can't-
bisa lolos dari suara frekuensi tinggi ini teman-teman?
They were knocked unconscious.
Really?
Wait, no, hang on.
Oh bukan.
Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They protected themselves.
How?
Mereka melindungi dirinya, tapi menggunakan apa? Earmuff.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Aduh, semuanya di sini kayak tersangka teman-teman. Aduh.
1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it?
Oh iya,
That particular
apa yang
moment.
membuat
Pointer's
beetle-nya
research
itu?
said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
Not sure.
Apakah ini
Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4.
kasetnya Freya?
and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Kalian ingat Felix katanya mendengar seorang yang berlari-lari dari Flora Tower. Oh, Floranya hilang.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
The plant. It's in
What?
the book. Look.
Ya kan ini plannya kan, ya kan? Kemarin tuh kita nggak bisa teman-teman, nggak bisa klik gitu. Apa sebenarnya yang dicari oleh Feli?
It's dark.
I can see the stars.
Oke, ini ada clue kita sebelumnya sih teman-teman.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Katanya, Freya, apakah kamu meninggalkan kita clue? Apakah jangan-jangan Freya itu pas ditusuk tuh masih hidup dan dia mengisi darahnya di itu teman-teman, di botol.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink-dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
We found it somewhere else.
Ya, kita udah menemukannya. Di sini teman-teman, udah dibakar.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it.
Wow, ini tegang banget teman-teman.
How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left
Final
it for us
clue,
right
teman-teman.
here. It's in the unfinished paint. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
Apa yang ingin Freya tunjukkan kita di painting tersebut? Apa teman-teman? Apa ini?
That's not it.
Ini?
That's not it.
Ini?
That's not it.
Apa? Apa yang pengen ditunjukkan Freya?
That's not it. That's not it.
Wah, ini aku benar-benar gak tahu sih teman-teman apa yang pengen ditunjukkan Freya.
That's not it.
Jadi kita coba pencet-pencet aja ya.
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
Freya menyiapkan cat-cat yang pengen dia pakai teman-teman. Warna kuning. The yellow paint isn't actually paint because the ink drip feather apa ini? Warna kuning itu tidak ada di paint, tidak ada di lukisan karena ink drip feathernya itu di drop by the ink drippers. Kita nggak tahu sih, bukan teman-teman. Apa ini teman-teman? Gak ada clue-nya. Coba kita, pakai clue gak ya? Was added by the murderer, so the ink drip feather oh ada lagi. Apa ini?
The yellow paint.
Bukan,
is
teman-teman.
Not right.
Apakah Freya berencana untuk menggambar sesuatu di bagian kanan bawah? Apa ini ya, teman-teman? Jadi warna kuning itu dipakai untuk mewarnai yang bagian bawah kanan bawah ini.
The yellow paint
Bener.
was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window.
Ada yang duduk di
Something in the window.
kanan bawah. Apakah burung ini? Ada lagi burung,
There
teman-teman.
she is, our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did. But she's a very good listener. Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Siapa ini?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind.
Penelope.
But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Tie her hand.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
I just need to know the truth.
Penelope.
Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Bentar ya,
Weird,
teman-teman.
isn't it? Considering
Kita-
you've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Bentar. Jadi kita kan tanya alasannya kan ke Penelope. Wow, Penelope-nya berbeda banget sama Penelope yang biasa kita lihat. Jadi kenapa kamu membunuh Freya gitu? Katanya ya enggak, apakah karena apa gitu? Alasannya tuh apa gitu? Enggak, aku sebenarnya suka aja sama Freya gitu. Freya itu kayak jiwanya tuh free gitu, bebas. Dia bisa menciptakan sesuatu yang yang orang lain nggak pikirkan gitu loh. Kayak gitu, teman-teman. Dan kita tuh bingung, Penelope itu yang mana? Penelope yang kita lihat di Akhir atau Detektif Haksau? Jadi Detektif Haksau ini sendiri siapa gitu? Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know, this one isn't a disguise.
Nah,
too.
benar. Bagaimana kita tahu ini bukan
Think you've already
bukan
hollowed
disguise
us
gitu?
out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got every sussed, unearthed, every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? Suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Ya dalam notebook kita bilang Penelope ini kayak
So, why not help us out?
lonely gitu, dia
Very well.
sendiri.
Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
Semua yang tinggal di Tangle Tower ini katanya enggak semuanya bahagia katanya.
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other two Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
Kita harus memberitahu kenapa orang-orang yang di denah keluarga itu nggak tinggal di sini lagi gitu.
The Remingtons or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared.
Oke, jadi Penny itu merasa dia nggak menjadi satu bagian dari Remington, Velo, Pointer. Dia merasa nggak jadi satu bagian gitu. Dan dia mencari alasan kenapa orang-orang yang di denah keluarga itu bisa pergi dari Tangle Tower ini. Sedangkan dia nggak bisa, dia selalu balik kembali.
Then I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
Apa yang ditemukan, Penelope? The study?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Kita nggak tahu misted apa.
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
Aduh,
A little egregious, isn't it?
Grimoire ini.
That was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life.
Apakah
Something
ya
which answered my questions while it once
yang
created
ditemukan
all-
Penelope di study? Apa? Ini kah? Ini bajunya kayak baju Penelope loh.
The 5 missing family members standing
Oh,
together,
5 missing family member.
calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
Ini kayaknya Primrose
So,
deh yang pakai
the house was
anu.
renamed from Misted
pakai bunga.
Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
Dicari
It was tough.
sama Penelope.
They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And
Dia menemukan orang-orang itu.
why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mistids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Jadi meskipun Penelope ini menemukan orang-orang yang sudah melarikan diri dari Tangle Tower ini atau Misty Tower sebelumnya, dia nggak menemukan alasan kenapa mereka bisa pergi gitu. Apa alasanmu pergi gitu? Dia kan pengen tahu sebuah alasan kenapa supaya aku bisa pergi dari Tangle Tower ini, katanya gitu.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
The Golden Beetle?
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure. But I theorize that he received it in the post.
In the post?
Post?
Who?
I can say, someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft.
Makanya Profesor Pointer tuh bisa mengira kalau beetle-nya tuh dicuri karena idenya Penelope.
Prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique?
Iya benar, kenapa water di sini aneh banget.
Over the lake. Before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
The Will of Freya Fellow. Sebenarnya masih ada banyak misteri sih, kayak yang ini ya teman-teman. Kayak ini, itu kan katanya ini diberikan oleh Freya ya. Bagaimana bisa gitu? Dan ternyata kita juga udah tahu bahwa Detektif Hacksaw adalah Penelope. Yes. Oh, ini dia teman-teman. The Will of Freya Fellow.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Oh, jadi dia kenapa menggunakan Detektif Hacksaw karena ada sesuatu yang dipaint oleh Ini dia, Freya.
That almost makes... But it's not right.
Oh, bukan. Apa ini ya?
That's not right.
Bukan itu teman-teman. Katanya Freya apa ini ya? Oh, lihat teman-teman. Ini kan rambutnya, ini jubahnya.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality,
Ya, kita tahu itu
I
dari
think Freya was probably
nightmare
the most
ya,
troubled
mimpi
of
buruknya
all.
Freya.
She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For
Freya
quite some
ingin
time, she'd been trying to
meninggalkan
break
Tangle
into
Tower.
Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
And her friends.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the Beatles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona.
To free Fiona.
The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened. Before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted
banget info
while you
yang
made your
didapat.
escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Kaget langsung. Itu caranya. Oh, kita pingsan gara-gara mendengar suara yang tadi itu, suara beetle-nya.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
14 menit
You're
kita
both
pingsan.
fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fit saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached
Pengen
Flora's
nyelamatin
tower, you were
Fitz.
both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us because he liked Penny a lot.
But what happened?
Oh, Fitz
what
suka
did she do when she
sama
saw you?
Penny
She
banget.
jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
Padahal itu cuma topi.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
Oh, hitungnya di situ
It was
teman-teman.
still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again.
Oh, mau
I
dilepaskan
think
golden
that's what she would have
beetle-nya.
wanted.
Oke. Terus Flora sama Felix. Oh, dia terbang. Flora, Felix, Pointer kemana? Apa nih? Apa akan ada kelanjutannya? Oh, habis teman-teman. Oh my god. Untuk episode kita kali ini cuma cerita endingnya aja ya. Wah. Baiklah teman-teman, kita sudah kita mendapatkan ini ya. Kita mendapatkan ini. Ini ya. Karakter desainnya ya teman-teman. Waduh, ini Detective Grimoire. And then there's Sally. Oh, berbeda sekali. Ini Detective Paxel. Oke. This is Attic. And then Stone Square. Where's basement? Mana basement nih? Laboratory. Oke. Oke, itu dia teman-teman. Untuk game Tangle Tower kali ini ternyata nggak ngapa-ngapain ya, cuma ya ending cerita aja. Ending cerita kalau si pelakunya si Penny ini itu melarikan diri. Jadi dia ingin mengambil beetle-nya kan. Beetle-nya tapi enggak berhasil teman, karena Fitz keburu datang dan menyelamatkan Detective Grimoire and Sally. Wow. Oke lah. Ya nggak ada kelanjutannya lagi sih teman-teman. Ini kalau kita masuk lagi ya teman-teman, kalau kita masuk lagi ya kita kembali lagi ke sebelum Detektif Hacksaw ini, sebelum ketahuan dia Penny. Ya kan teman-teman. Wah. Jauh. Ya mau closing nih soalnya. Ya sudah selesai kita bermain Tangle Tower, nggak nyangka udah selesai teman-teman. Wow. Dan itu dia teman-teman untuk game Tangle Tower kali ini kita sudah menyelesaikannya teman-teman. Yeay. Dan kita udah tahu bahwa pelakunya adalah Penelope Pointer yang ingin pergi dari tempat ini gitu. Dan dia menyamar sebagai detektif Hacksaw untuk mengambil golden beetle itu. Dia teman-teman, sebenarnya dia gak ada niat mau bunuh ya, tapi kayak agak bingung juga sih teman-teman si Penelope ini. Dia kayak ingin membuat si Freya ini tuh diem gitu karena ketahuan apa yang dia lakukan pas di studinya itu, study ruangan rahasia itu dia teman-teman. Jadi ya untuk penyelesaiannya sendiri biasa aja sih. Jadi kita udah berhasil menemukan pelakunya, bagaimana cara membunuhnya, senjatanya, dan juga dia kabur teman-teman. Udah, setelah itu nggak ada kelanjutan lagi. Aku harap mungkin ya nanti ini untuk developernya itu bakal ada kelanjutannya lagi, Detective Grimoire bertemu lagi dengan si Penelope Pointer ini gitu, berhasil menangkap. Situ aja sih. Dan itu dia teman-teman untuk game Tangle Tower, kita udah menyelesaikannya, yeay. Dan tentu aja aku akan terus bermain game-game yang seperti detektif ini ya. Jadi kalian jangan khawatir, dan sampai bertemu lagi di video game-game yang lain. Bye bye.